It is cold this morning, just about 32 degrees. Everything outside is frosty. We are on the last couple of days of cranberry harvest. We need a crock pot recipe. Welcome to my channel, A Country Life. I'm Jennifer, and this video is in collaboration with Jenny's Scratch Made Kitchen as well as Kettle Kitchen. All kinds of cooking channels will share one of their family's favorite crockpot recipes. So join me today as we get ready to get this cheesy chicken tater tot recipe going in the crock pot. I'm kind of hurrying here because I really want to get this in the crock pot so this is ready for lunch. I'd like to be able to offer this to the harvest crew, whoever wants to, whoever wants to have something kind of hot. It is supposed to warm up nicely today into the mid-60s, which is actually perfect cranberry harvesting weather. This is just under 2 pounds of chicken, and it's chicken thighs. Typically I would make this with chicken breast, but I didn't have any of those handy, so I'm just using thighs today because this was what I saw first when I opened the freezer last night. CROCKtober usually brings in a lot of new people. I want to give you guys just a proper welcome and a proper hello. My name is Jennifer. This is A Country Life, I already said. And I just want to welcome anybody who is new here. This year, I noticed is a little different with CROCKtober. There are so many people that want to participate in this because who doesn't love a good crockpot recipe? There are 2 channels every single day for the whole month of October. I will have the playlist link in my description box as well as the full typed out recipe for cheesy chicken tater tot hot dish in the crock pot. If you participated or if you were here for September, I was so excited to get the video up. I forgot right away to type out the full soup recipe in the description box. But I did come back later and I updated it. So if you missed that the first time, you'll want to go check out the September recipe. It's become the norm. At the end of a big collaboration like this, there will be a live. So the live is going to be on November 2nd, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And it's going to be on Jenny's Scratch Made Kitchen channel. So the live oftentimes is just kind of a fun way for everyone to collaborate at the end, for viewers to stop in at the live and maybe share their favorite recipe or ones that they tried and they really liked and things like that. So I would love to see you there, and I will be stopping in at the live as well. All right, so let's get back to this. Like I said, I do have to get this into the crock pot so it's ready for lunch. I have 2 chunks of cheese here, a Colby Jack and a pepper jack, so that's what I'm going to be using today. The recipe calls for cheddar, really whatever cheese you like. For my longtime viewers, if you want to follow along with this recipe, it is on page 30 in cookbook number 1. I mean, you guys, it's not complicated. You're going to layer some ingredients in the crock pot, turn it on, and then eat it in about 4 to 5 hours.
Okay, guys, I need you able to do for Jeffer and start it.
Okay, so you all met Joe. I cut off a small chunk of bacon. We're going to get that crisping up here. Yep, I guess. Thought it would just kind of slide apart, but I guess not. When there's a video that comes out that I assume there's going to be a lot of new viewers, I like to just kind of share a little bit about myself so you kind of get a feel for what's going to happen on this channel. I was just looking at my counter and I feel like just showing you my counter right now is a really good representative of who I am and maybe what this channel is going to be about. So if we scan over here, this is oftentimes my tripod that I use for filming. I have some Pioneer Woman stuff. I seem to kind of identify with that. I have a couple cookbooks. These are the cookbooks that I've published with recipes on my channel. I keep them handy all the time. We have some homemade hot cocoa mix that my youngest daughter made. I have my Mary here watching over me. I have some cranberries, of course. We have sourdough. I need to feed that tonight because I want to do some bread tomorrow. I have tomatoes I just had 3 patio pots of tomatoes this year. First time in 28 years I did not have a full garden, but this is what I have right now. Apples, these are off of our tree. Oranges are from the store. Bananas are going soft and need to be turned into something. We have coffee going over here. I have a lipstick stained coffee mug. That's pretty normal. I have some random towels and things that I've been wiping my hands on. This is a scrap bin for the chickens. We have an empty ice cube tray that somebody forgot to, or just decided not to fill when they took the last ice cube. This is what we collect our eggs in, and this was from a kid's little kitchen store play set at one point. We have very few dirty dishes, which is rare. A giant pile of clean dishes that need to be put away, and that is, we've got some dust on top of the air fryer. I feel like that pretty much sums up me. Lots going on all the time, and I like to have things at my fingertips. Don't always put everything away in its proper spot, even though I ask my children to do so. But anyway, I feel like that's just kind of a good overview of who I am. You also will see on my channel some homeschooling videos and homeschooling things thrown in there, some family adventures. Sometimes we film those. Cranberry harvest, and that is actually what's going to happen if you do stick around to when the crockpot meal is finished here to see it all plated up. In the in-between, in YouTube time, I am going to be taking a walk down on the cranberry marsh, and I'll show you guys a little tour, or give you all a little tour of just cranberry harvest and what's happening with it today. Since the bacon's going to be in the crock pot, for a number of hours, I'm really crisping it up, probably more than I normally, well, definitely more than what I normally would for eating, like with a breakfast or with eggs or something like that. I'm going to set you guys on top of the coffee maker now. We're going to take a bag of tater tots.
Wow.
And we're going to do half. This is a 7-quart, but I would use a 6-quart or 5-quart if I had it. I'm going to use my kitchen shears here, and I'm just going to chop up or kind of cut up the bacon a little bit so it spreads out, so everybody gets some bacon in there. All right, we're going to put half of the bacon. I'm just kind of mixing up the cheese because I shredded definitely more than I need. So I'm just mixing it up so I get a good mixture. And we're going to do half of the cheese, so that's going to be about 1 cup. We're going to do all of the chicken. We're going to put a little bit of salt and pepper over the chicken. And then we're going to repeat with the rest of the tater tots and the bacon.
Nice.
I probably could have fried up a little bit more bacon. I usually will use the bacon bits. I didn't have any of those right now, and I would use about a half a cup. I'm going to put over, you know what, I'm just going to use all the cheese. Semi just went by. Did you guys see that? That means that Warren is coming back with all the trailers this morning to get set up for loading the last 2 beds of cranberries. And the last thing I need is 3/4 cup of milk. Pour that over. Normally I would put this on at for about 5 to 6 hours on low, but since I do want to serve this at lunch, which is in 4 hours, I'm going to start this on high right now, and then, well, I'll have to come back, kind of check it, and then we will turn it to low or to warm as needed. I'm going to try another crock pot, if you can call this a recipe. Maybe it's more of a hack. But I have heard that you can turn sweetened condensed milk into caramel. Oh my, Joe, what do you say?
Excuse me?
Yes. I've got kids putting dishes away right now. Okay, so I read 2 different websites. One said you should turn it on its side. One said you should leave it stand, or it didn't say anything. So I would assume it could be standing up. It did say if it has the pull tab opener to put it upside down. Mine does not have that. It also says you should have 2 inches of water above it. Well, I'm going to have to put mine on the side in order to get that much water above it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put just generally hot tap water over top of this. I'm going to turn it to high. It says high for around 4.5 hours. Let's see what we can do. If you're only here for the recipe, crockpot recipe, well, you're going to want to fast forward on the video right now until you see, until you see me back into the kitchen. You know how, let me turn off this fan. If you're not sure how to scroll past and scroll through a video, you can like click on the video or tap on the video, whatever it is you're doing, and then you kind of pull your finger up and you will be able to slide through, and you can see, it'll show like the video in extreme fast motion, you know, as you slide through. And when you see whatever it is you want to, like when you get to the part that you want to be at, you just let your finger off or unclick or whatever, and it'll catch up to that point and you can watch forward. I am in the garage. I just turned off the fan. I run a fan on cranberries. So these cranberries I brought up here yesterday, like yesterday evening, and I'm going to be sorting through these. So these were all wet, and these are in this is like hardware cloth, and they were wet. There were a few leaves still on them. There are a few soft cranberries in here that I'm going to sort through here right now. I have somebody coming for 120 pounds. I bagged up 37 pounds for her last night, but then I was out, so we had to go and get some more. I had to enlist Sam. He had just gotten home from work. I'm like, hey, don't go in the house yet. I need you to help me get cranberries before Dad takes them all to the receiving station. So then what I was doing last night, probably every half an hour or so, I'd come out here and I would just rake my hand through the cranberries like this, and that helps them to dry. It also helps the leaves. See underneath there? That's all the leaves that have fallen off, because when you run it through the berry cleaner, you don't get every single leaf off before taking them to the receiving station. So anyway, this is what I'm doing right now. I am just going to be going through here. I am looking for, well, there was some right there. I'm looking for soft cranberries because, you know, obviously I don't want to give those to anybody and make them pay for soft cranberries. So I'm going to just kind of sift through these. I have about a half an hour before she comes, so hopefully that gives me enough time. We just had to come back in for another layer because it's sunny, but don't let that fool you. It is cold. Trying to get Joe to dress warm enough. I had on just a regular hoodie and then my vest here, but that wasn't enough. I was like, one layer on my arms is not enough. Okay, very sunny. Very cold. But cold. It's gonna get nice though. They keep saying today it's supposed to be in the mid 60s, which it's got to warm up 20 more degrees for it to be in the mid 60s.
Probably gonna be in like the afternoon.
We're gonna just hang out for a little bit here, wait for Joe. But we are gonna walk all the way down. They're on the bottom beds. For those that are brand new to my channel here, this is a already harvested cranberry bed. Kind of looks all combed out. There's still some water up in the ditches, actually out on the bed too. I still see plenty of water. Gradually Warren will be letting the water go. Well, we're going to be pumping back, so he will let the water go to a ditch where we will pump it back to our reservoir. Well, to recycle the water, I guess. Just keep it here on our property and try to keep using it over and over. We have another cranberry bed up here. They just harvested this one that we're approaching, not yesterday but the day before, so there's actually quite a bit of water still up on that one. This is a good time for me to share with you that cranberries do not grow in water. People often think that because the only time that they see the cranberry farming industry on the news is during harvest time. And cranberries do have 4 little hollow chambers in them, and so they do float, and that is why they're harvested in water. The water is brought up over top of the cranberry vines, and then the fruit naturally wants to float up on its approximately 1-inch stem. And so then when they take the tractor through with a harrow, it plucks all those berries off the vines, and then they float, and then they're corralled. So we will see some of that happening down here today. Not 100% sure at what point they are at. It looks to me, does it look like they actually are done with that bed and are moving up?
That way too.
That's what it looks like. It looks like we caught them at a point where they're going to be moving all of the equipment, which will be the last move until they move it into the shed for another year. We keep all of that in a separate shed that doesn't have to be monkeyed with for the rest of the year, and we have another shed where all of the equipment that's used on a day-to-day basis, all of that equipment is kept in another shed. And that's actually just kind of a new development over the last couple of years. It used to be that everything was crammed into one shed, sometimes some of it having to sit outside. And anyway, it's nicer if you can actually keep the harvesting equipment separated so that Warren doesn't have to move everything just to get to one particular tractor. It is a sunny day down here. So from far away it appeared that they were going to be moving, but they actually were just getting everything, had already moved and got everything set up.
We're on the last one.
Woo! That's so exciting.
Yep. Crop's been amazing this year. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, I had to put screen around that bulkhead. You can see how high the water is.
Oh yeah, wow. I don't think I completely...
What's that?
Oh, I was just talking to my camera.
Oh, this morning this entire bed was solid fruit. There wasn't even any open water. It was just solid fruit the whole way.
Wow. So
Yeah.
how deep are the cranberries in there, would you say? How thick?
They're probably 4 to 5 inches deep.
Wow.
Just an amazing crop this year. I knew we had a good one, but never this big. We're gonna load fast right now. We just got set up.
Yeah.
We got 60% in the trailer from the last bed.
So all the times I talk about Warren, that was Warren. In case you guys didn't quite gather that. And we've got Rick and Autumn in the cranberry bed there. I think that was Nick is over there behind the berry cleaner and the tractor. That's our oldest son. We've got Chad up on the trailer, and down at that end getting ready to do what we call a cleanup round. All the way down on the other end of the cranberry bed is Liam and Peter. They are getting set up to do the cleanup round. The first time the boom is brought down, that black containment that you see there corralling the cranberries, the first time it's pulled down, they try to get as many cranberries as possible. Some spill over the boom, others get stuck in the grass along the dike, and you just don't get every single cranberry the first time. So then they do a second booming, and we call that the cleanup round because they're cleaning up the rest of the cranberries that didn't get corralled in the first booming. So back up here by the berry cleaner, Rick is pulling cranberries toward the elevator, and Autumn is watching the elevator, she is just making sure that everything is running properly, that no clumps of grass are coming through, and that the paddles are staying full of good, clean fruit. Up on the truck is Chad, and he's watching that the fruit is coming through clean. He's also there to grab any little piece of debris or leaves, or I mean there could even be a frog, whatever. He's there to grab anything that comes through and to fish that out of the truck. And then he's also watching to make sure that the semi is loading properly. He's leveling the load, pulling the semi forward so that the weight is evenly distributed. How many pounds of cranberries?
20 pounds. I gotta ask my wife.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Do you think like your mom?
No.
No. Okay.
Sometimes.
Well, you said last year you got...
That's in a good aspect.
That's in a good thing. You said last year you got 35?
Yes. I don't think we're gonna get quite that much again, but I don't know.
Okay, I'll just put it in my head
Yeah. I can
at that, and then, yeah. Chad, what do you want for cranberries?
Remember, he's getting a semi-load.
Oh yeah, you're getting a semi-load, or is it a dump truck? What do you want for cranberries?
Semi-load or a dump truck?
I'm getting a dump truck.
A dump truck. Okay. Is that a single axle, double axle? Which one?
I don't want that green truck.
You want the truck and the cranberries, right? No, but seriously, how many are you thinking? So we can, I just got to start making sure we get them before.
5 pounds.
Oh, that's it?
Right.
Just like 5 pounds?
That'd be a lot.
Okay. All right, so we're at 60 total so far. I'll have to ask Liam if they want any. Let's check in on the crockpot caramel. It has been a little bit over 4 hours, and the water is actually boiling in there now. It didn't say anything in the directions if that's supposed to eventually happen or not, but it is. And I think this only has to stay in for about another half an hour. The cheesy chicken tater tot hot dish is looking, it's totally done. I already tested it. That's why the center looks like I put a spoon in it, because I did. I pulled out some chicken just to check it, make sure it was done, and I switched this to warm. If you are making this, I mean, every crock pot is a little bit different. Like I said, I put mine on high, and it was on high for about 3 hours. Not quite 3 hours, probably 2.5 hours, and then I put it to low, and it was on low for about an hour or something like that. No, about an hour and a half, and then I moved it to warm because the chicken was done. It really just comes down to just checking, especially with chicken crock pot dishes. When you're starting with raw boneless chicken, whether it's especially chicken breast and also with chicken thighs, not as important with chicken thighs because you almost cannot overcook chicken thighs. I mean, you can, but it takes a lot. But with chicken breast, you can really overcook those. So you definitely want to be checking. And just, you kind of have to play around with crock pot recipes with chicken because every crock pot is a little bit different. A little hotter, a little cooler. The size crock pot matters. If you double it, matters. What other ingredients are with it. That all matters. So just kind of keep an eye on chicken crockpot recipes. It has been a long time, about 5-ish hours. That is some hot water. Woo, steamy. I'm going to pour that hot water out. And then the can cannot be opened at this point, but it does need to be submerged in some cold water. I'm just filling up my sink with cold water and leave it in there for 10 minutes or so. I'm sure you're excited to be on camera here today, being that you're probably exhausted. But anyway, this is a recipe out of my cookbook, Warren. I don't make this very often.
Is there bacon in there?
There is bacon, yes. So this is the cheesy chicken tater tot crock pot casserole.
Sounds good.
So you have some, let us know how it is. We all seem to like it.
Looks hot.
Yeah, it's been on warm for a while here. Maria also made some chocolate chip blondies here. So there's chocolate chip blondies if you want that.
I already
Looks
had
like
one. They were good.
looks like it's going to be a carb crash meal. And then there is still cranberry bundt cake if you want some of that yet too. So anyway, so you got to give us kind of your opinion on this here.
This is excellent.
I would have to say this turned out the best of all the times that I've ever made it. There is something, the way it layered up just right. Anyway.
I like how the tater tots browned well, and anything with bacon is good, usually.
We also have some just like cheesy noodles if you want that at all too.
I'll pass on the noodles.
Yeah, I figured so. That's tasty, isn't it?
It's really good. How much of me do you want?
It's time to open up the sweetened condensed milk that I have made like a little magic trick into caramel. So let's see.
How do you do that?
I put it in the crock pot underwater.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
That looks like caramel.
Look at that. Oh my goodness. So we have fresh cranberries here. And one of the things that we do like to do.
That is really good caramel.
That is really good.
That's amazing.
It's.
This is actually caramel like what I remember my mom used to make. The flavor. This is the exact
nice and
flavor
warm,
of what
too.
she used to make.
That is phenomenal caramel. All right.
Really amazing.
I am totally I am totally a believer in this now. I have seen this online. You guys have commented on my videos before so many times. Henry, right? Henry from Henry Cooks. I think that's the commenter has commented multiple times that I need to try this. And today I was like, today is the day. That is so good. That is so good. I haven't even had it with a cranberry yet. I just took a little, I can't do it one-handed. Just watch, I don't want you to cut your finger on there, Maria.
Fine. Right?
Well, now you guys know, when cranberries are in the stores, definitely stock up.
Yep.
Whatever you don't use fresh, you can always pop in the freezer. They last for a long, long time. But they won't last because you will make this caramel
That is amazing.
you will eat all the cranberries you can get your hands on.
That is amazing.
With that caramel. That is so good. I think it would be good like with apple slices too. Just dunk the apple
yeah.
in there. That would be
Absolutely.
delicious. Well, it's better you than me. Warren just backed this trailer into a spot that I told him I wouldn't even pull in with my Subaru. That was tight.
It's fine.
That is so incredibly tight. And actually quite impressive. I can tell he does this. Ouch, I just banged my head. I can tell you do this multiple times a day.
Yeah, I gotta pull ahead about 6 inches.
Okay. Yeah, we got, oh my, that's not much space. And over there's the other trailer. Oh, that's our trailer right next to it.
All 3 of them.
Oh, must be down farther that way. Oh, there we go. Sure enough, all 3 of our trailers right in a row. This is the first time I've rode with him this whole season. So he's going to unhook all the like brake lines and all of that. What happens here is that Warren delivers the trailers and all 3 of our trailers get delivered. They come down here to the receiving station and then they actually have, they call it something. They call it something. A hopper truck? That doesn't sound right. They have like a semi tractor that they pull around, pick up the trailers, go weigh them full, dump the trailer, go weigh it empty, and then Warren comes back the next morning and he picks up all the trailers. So, and it's about a 1-hour round trip. So he'll do that in the morning. He usually starts around maybe like 5:30 or something, comes down for the first one. So anyway, what is that called? That little like the semi that they use to come and pull around the yard.
Pusher truck.
Pusher. I was like, I knew there was a name.
Yeah, it actually comes in. They don't even have to mess with the landing gear. It comes in and they hydraulically lift the trailer. They run out, they hook up the airlines, go.
Really? I didn't know that at all. Learn something every day. Warren's gonna drop off the load slip, which gives like all the information about what beds, the cranberries in that particular trailer, like what beds they came out of, the variety, all of that. And then he's also dropping off some treats. He's dropping off some treats for Bill. I was just editing this video, forgot to close it out, and I wanted to remind you this is part of the CROCKtober collab. So you're going to want to, when you're done watching this, you're going to want to hop over to yesterday's videos, which can be found, hi Joe, which can be found on Trucker's Kitchen and Tilted Crown Gourmet. And then once you watch those, I mean, watch them all, really. Check out the playlist. Tomorrow you can be waiting for Mouse Toes and Gail's Southern Living. So those two channels will have brand new recipes for you guys tomorrow. And remember, November 2nd at 6 p.m. Let me just check. Yes, November 2nd at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time is going to be the live. And for those of you who are new here, thank you so much for watching my video. And like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and then go check out the playlist for CROCKtober. We will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.